Hey there, Emily here at the Movement Clinic, and today's class we're focusing on the art of twisting. So twisting is so great for so many reasons, namely because we have one spine and we want to keep it nice and healthy. So for today's class, you may or may not need something to pad your knees, like a blanket, and a couple of blocks or firm pillows, basically just something to stabilize our knees and use as a pillow in just a little bit. So go ahead, grab whatever props that you need and that you have available, and join me on your mat. We'll get started on our backs, grounding briefly and just tuning in. Move your blocks or pillows if you have them off to the side, but keep them handy. Go ahead and lie back on your backs. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Shoulder blades are underneath you and down your back. Allow the low back to be neutral here, whatever neutral is for you. And take a moment and place your hands on your belly. Close your eyes. Start to take smoother and deeper breaths. And notice the flat part of the low back above the tailbone, where your hips are resting on the mat, that sacral bone. As your awareness travels up the spine, notice the natural curve of your low back, how high it's lifted off of your mat here. Or maybe your low back doesn't really have that curve present. It's pressing down. Maybe it's very exaggerated. Just notice. And bring your awareness further up your spine to where the upper back and its natural curve press into the mat. Notice if you feel those bony prominences of the spine really pressing in. Is that curve exaggerated? Notice the relationship of the curve with your shoulders and shoulder blades. Are the front tips of your shoulders lifting up really high towards the ceiling? Maybe your shoulder blades are easily underneath you and down the back, and the front tips of your shoulders are softening towards the mat with gravity. And as your gaze of awareness moves further up the spine, notice the natural curve of the neck, where it meets your skull. And notice if the back of your neck feels short in comparison to your throat. Does it feel as though your chin is the highest point on your face, reaching up to the sky? As is common. Again, just keeping this gentle sense of awareness as we move and breathe together today without judgment, but noticing where we start and how we feel when we come back to this position at the end of our practice. And again, traveling all the way to the base of your spine at the sacrum that's resting. on your mat. Go ahead and toe heel your feet about outer hip width distance if they aren't there already. And start to rock side to side across that flat part of the low back, your sacrum. As we gently twist the lumbar spine. And again, allow this to be gentle. So we're only rocking side to side across the sacrum, and the legs are only going as far as that rocking allows. So this is not about the legs, this is about gently twisting our low back, okay? This is gonna start hydrating and plumping up the discs in between each individual vertebra. And as it feels appropriate, you might allow the rocking to move more towards the outer parts of the sacrum, more towards maybe what feel like the hips, or what we associate as being the hips. And then the legs will just naturally go with that. Breath is smooth and easy. And slowly pause, knees come to face the ceiling again, toe heel your feet together and roll over onto your right side. Now we're gonna grab both of our blocks here. One on the lowest, widest setting for underneath our head is a pillow, or maybe your blanket. If you don't have another block, don't worry about it. We're just using this as a tool to keep our knees stacked and even as we start to focus on twisting the upper back and thoracic spine. So take the block if you have it, or maybe a firm pillow, so that you can squeeze your knees onto that, or just squeeze the knees together. Right arm extends out in front of you. Left hand rests on the back of the head and wrap your forearm close to your face. Here, we take an inhale and open out. Keep your knees stacked. Roll the elbow open. Exhale, draw your belly in to come back towards center. Again, knees stay stationary, so we're not taking our hips with us. We're isolating this in the upper back. Inhale opens us out. Exhale draws us in. Use your belly muscles and notice the belly muscles you need to do that. Inhale opens us out. Exhale draws us in. 2 more times. We'll do this 5 times on each side. Inhale, bringing us out. Exhale, bringing us in. Last one. Inhale, open out. Hold here and just allow gravity to sort of press on the elbow, opening out through that armpit and the chest. If you want to lengthen the arm long, go ahead. I don't really have space with the wall here. Take another inhale. Exhale, draw your belly in to bring you back onto the right. Release and roll over onto the other side to do the same thing. So I'm going to show you from the back. So of course, in any class, it seems necessary that you're going to get to stare at my butt. So as we roll onto our left side, extend the left arm out in front of the left shoulder. Gaze at your knees. Make sure that they're in line with your hips. They're squeezing together and staying stacked with anything in between it or not. Right hand on the back of the head. Elbow comes in close to the face to start. Inhale, open out. Exhale, come back in. Now, you might notice that if you are keeping the pelvis stationary, if you're not letting it move, that this range of motion here isn't super big, at least not to start. Keep following the length of your breath as you inhale and exhale to open and close. Last one, inhale, open out. Exhale, draw your belly in and close. Now go ahead and roll onto your back again. Keep whatever is in between your legs, between your knees, if it's there, or nothing at all. Get rid of the block underneath your head. Move it off to the side. Shoulder blades are underneath you and down your back. I'm gonna do goalpost arms, elbows in line with my shoulders, wrists are stacked just above my bent elbows. And now I'm gonna hover my legs above my hips, so knees above the hips, shin bones parallel to the mat. I'm gonna flex my feet and squeeze in. Now, here, draw your belly down and belly button down towards the spine until you feel the low back flatten. Take an inhale. Exhale, anchor down through your left shoulder and really both shoulder blades as you slowly allow the knees to roll over to the right. Inhale here. Keep them hovering. Exhale, draw your low left belly in to initiate the twist to the left. Building some awareness on what it takes to initiate the twist from the belly. We take an inhale here as we hover. Exhale, low right belly draws back to initiate the twist to the right. Anchoring down through those shoulder blades, take an inhale. Exhale, draw low left belly in, initiate the twist, and the legs move to the left. Inhale, we're gonna do one more each side. Exhale, draw low right belly back, initiate the twist to the right. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Inhale here. Draw low left belly back, initiate the twist. Over to the left, we'll pause for the inhale. Exhale, draw your belly in. Grab whatever's between your legs and move it off to the side. We may or may not use the blocks later, of course, if you choose and want them. Grab the backs of the legs underneath the knees. Rock and roll your way to a seat, or just find your way to a seat. If rocking and rolling doesn't feel good, I like it. It's like a little gentle massage for those muscles outside of my spine. Awesome. So now we're in a seat on our mats. If you need to stick something under your bum to find an easier, more comfortable seat, please do so. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release left fingertips down. Plug your right shoulder into the shoulder socket, palm faces away from you. And reach up and overhead. Watch the bottom tip of the left shoulder. Plug your arm bone back and into your shoulder socket. Right sit bone is rooted. Inhale, reach up. Left fingertips or palm land somewhere outside of that left hip. Right fingertips land somewhere outside of the right hip. Plug your left arm bone into your shoulder socket. Reach up and overhead. Take an inhale and reach up. Good. This time we twist. So low left belly draws back. So remember, we're initiating a twist to the left by the low left belly. Now let's add the opposite shoulder blade. Right shoulder blade presses forward through the chest to help us spin to the left and twist to the left. Low right belly is drawing back. And then release. Right hand outside of left thigh, left fingertips somewhere behind you. Try not to pull and wrench the twist deeper. Try to find the depth that you can go at without wrenching, so actually using the muscles that help us twist. Inhale back through center, reach up. Low right belly, left shoulder blade. Low right belly draws back, left shoulder blade presses us forward. Softly land the hands. Watch the front tips of those shoulders. They often like to pop forward, draw them back and in. Especially this front shoulder, to try to deepen the twist, we press it forward. Keep that shoulder blade on the back, arm bone in the shoulder socket. Good. Inhale back through center, reach up. Good. Now we're just going to float the hands, twist to the left. Low left belly draws back, right shoulder blade presses us forward, float the hands. Inhale back through center. Low right belly, left shoulder blade to help us twist. Good. Inhale back through center, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, make your way to child's pose. Rolling over the ankles or just swinging the feet out from underneath you.
Knees as close or as wide as you would like. Actively stretch your hands out in front of you. And walk your hands over to the right to find a nice stretch along those left ribs, creating mobility in the spine to help us with those twists, and opening up our side bodies is very helpful. Inhale, walk back through center and over to the left. Keep those shoulders level in space. Press down and away through the right hand to puff up the right ribs and the right side of the body. Inhale back through child's pose and lift the gaze. Walk your hands back, a palm print. So hips are still down. Keep the low belly and belly button sort of engaged and on the thighs. So this is going to stabilize our hips so our pelvis won't be able to move as we find a twist again. So this is what this is going to look like. Left hand on the back of your head. Keep that forearm close to your face. Don't let it move. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Draw your belly in, absorb the low ribs. Exhale, draw a low left belly back to help you twist. Keep the belly button facing down in between your thighs. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, draw a low left belly back to twist. Keep the belly button exactly where it is. Inhale back through center. You'll notice that the movements aren't very big. Exhale, twist to the left. Keep that forearm close to your face. Inhale back through center. Release left hand down. Same thing with the right hand. Right hand on the back of the head, forearm close to the face. The belly button is pointing straight down in between your legs. Inhale. Exhale, draw a low right belly back to help you twist to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, low right belly draws back, twisting right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale back through center. Release your right hand down. Come up to tabletop, hands and knees. Now we're going to do that same thing, but with the hips floating in tabletop. And hopefully we can resist the urge to take the pelvis with us to make this feel bigger, which is more satisfying to the ego, of course. But let's try. So how do we keep our hips stable? You're going to curl your sit bones towards the backs of your knees, narrow your waist, and draw your bony hip points up and in towards your belly button. Keep all of that. Press down and away through the right hand. Squeeze those low ribs together, left hand on the back of the head. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, low left belly draws back to twist. Leave your belly button pointing straight down. This is not a big movement. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, low left belly draws back, twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, low left belly draws back, twist. Inhale back through center and release left hand down. Same thing on the right side. Right hand on the back of the head, forearm close to face. Narrow the waist, draw those bony hip points up and in towards your belly button by using those low belly muscles. Press down and away through the left hand. Inhale, lengthen, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, low right belly draws back, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Ooh, I've got some shimmy shakes. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. I lost count, so we're going to do it one more time. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. Release your right hand down. Walk your hands one palm print forward. Give yourself a little bit of length. Down dog. Tuck your toes under. Press down and away through the hands. Lift your hips up and back. Make sure the weight is even in those hands. So often I see the L space of the thumb and forefinger floating. So gaze at your pointer finger and the base knuckle. Is it floating? If so, press it down. You can pedal out the feet here if you want. Bending one knee and then the other. Again, draw those bony hip points up and in towards the belly button. Absorb the low ribs. Press your thigh bones back powerfully. Gaze at your feet. Step them maybe outer hip width distance. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet, strong legs, strong pressing away through the palms. Exhale, heels to the right, outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left foot, land. Press down and away through your left hand, sort of like what we did in child's pose with opening up the left side of the body. Inhale, back through center, up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels to the left. Press down and away through the right hand, hips soften to the left, open up right side body. Inhale, back to center, gaze forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Fold forward. Inhale, fingertips to shin, lift halfway, lengthen ears out of shoulders, lengthen hips out of armpits. Draw the bottom tips of your shoulder blades down the back as though they could meet behind your belly button. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, stand up, reach up, look up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Beauty. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit your hips back. Draw the bony hip points up and in towards your belly button. Absorb the low ribs. Lengthen your hips out of your armpits. Lift your ears out of your shoulders. And exhale, fold. Gaze at your feet, toe heel your feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Squeeze your knees together, hug your inner thighs towards one another. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Chair pose again with the feet together. Sink your hips, arms reach up. Good, now left hand comes onto the left hip so that we can twist to the left. Exhale, low left belly draws back. Right shoulder blade presses us to the left and release the back of the right hand outside of that left hip. Now gaze at your knees. Often we'll see the right knee moving forward because we're taking the hips with us, right? So bring your knees together. Maybe even focus on using the belly muscles so much and the pressing of the shoulder blade forward, low left belly drawing back that you can float it. Inhale back through center, reach up. Right hand on hip, exhale, low right belly draws back, left shoulder blade presses forward, release left hand outside of right thigh. Twist to the right. Lengthen your ears out of your shoulders, lengthen your hips out of your armpits. Inhale, reach up. We love chair pose and leg day. Exhale, fold forward. Wiggle the heels, walk the feet out. Lift your gaze, toe heel your feet hip width distance apart, bend your knees, left foot steps back. This is where you might grab a blanket to pad that left knee, totally up to you. Make sure there's enough distance between your front foot and your back leg. Plant left hand underneath left shoulder. Inhale, right fingertips to the sky. Now notice that front right hip. It usually likes to lift forward and up. Send your sit bone back and down towards that back heel. So the pelvis again is level in space. So we're not taking it with us in the twist. Draw the bony hip points up and in towards the belly button. Plug your arm bones back and into the shoulder sockets. Lengthen ears out of shoulders. Now, come up onto left fingertips. Draw your low belly in, absorb the low ribs, and imagine that by pulling the right low belly back so much, you're able to float up and stack shoulders on hips. Let's inhale. Reach up and back through the right fingertips, draw low right belly back, float the arms. So shoulders stack on top of hips. I call these TikToks. So we're gonna go exactly back to where we came from, but just lightly tap those fingertips down, okay? So exhale, tap left fingertips down, right fingertips reach up, tick. Inhale, talk, float back up. Exhale, tick. Inhale, talk. This time bring your palms to meet at heart center. Exhale, slide left elbow outside of your right thigh. just above the knee. And if that's not possible, right hand on hip, back of the left hand or forearm on the outer leg. So this is totally accessible to you, or here for you if you need it, if an elbow outside of the leg is not accessible. Now, draw your low belly away from your thigh. Press your left shoulder blade forward as the right shoulder blade softens back to deepen the twist, any amount. Inhale, unwind, reach up. Exhale, plant your palms, tuck your toes, step back, down dog. Inhale your gaze forward towards your left thumb and lift your left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. If your foot lands way back here, just grab your left ankle with your left hand, pick it up and help it forward. Soften right knee onto mat. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, left fingertips to sky, arm bones drawing back and in. Left sit bone back and down towards that back heel. Draw your belly away from your thigh here. Come up onto right fingertips. Same thing, other side. Draw low left belly back. Inhale. Stack shoulders on hips. Tick. Exhale, tap fingertips down underneath your right shoulder. Inhale. Float up. Woo. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, reach up and back through those left fingertips. Often shoulders will stay way forward of the hips. Try to reach back through the left hand so much that shoulders stack. Bring palms to meet at heart center. Exhale, slide that right elbow outside of the knee, or the more open and lifted version with the forearm outside of the leg, and left hip, hand on your left hip. Draw your low left belly back again. Press right shoulder blade forward, 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 so that we can soften that left shoulder back. Lengthen ears out of shoulders. And inhale, unwind. Reach up. Exhale, plant your palms. Step forward, fold forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Lift your gaze, toe heel your feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Squeeze knees, inner thighs together. Inhale, chair pose, sink hips, arms sweep up. Bring your palms to meet at heart center. Exhale, twist to the right, so low right belly draws back, left shoulder blade presses us forward. You can land that right elbow, or just like we did in a seat, try to float your twist. Try not to connect arm or hand or elbow onto anything. So you're finding the true twist. Watch that left knee, make sure it's staying in line with the right. Inhale back through center. Palms come to heart center. Exhale, floated twist to the left. Low left belly draws back. Right shoulder blade presses forward. Watch that right knee. Make sure those knees stay in line. Inhale back through center. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Wiggle out. Walk out the legs. Inhale, find a half lift. Toe heel your feet, hip width distance. Bend your knees, right foot steps back, left foot is forward. Now, option to stay, as I adjust my pants, option to stay in low lunge, if you would like. For our TikToks and twisted lunge, or high lunge. High lunge. The art to keeping balance here is lifting the low belly, so bony hip points, draw up and in towards your belly button. Press that back inner thigh up, 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 powerfully. Squeeze that right butt cheek so you clamp your butt cheek down onto your hamstring. Now I'm already up on right fingertips. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky. Arm bones are plugged in. Left sit bone is reaching back and down towards that back heel. Tick tock, inhale, tick. Float up and back. Exhale, talk, tap right fingertips down. Inhale, tick. Exhale, talk. Inhale, come on up. Bring your palms to meet at heart center. Slide right elbow outside of left thigh. Option to stay here if you would like, or feel free to fly the arms. Right fingertips reach down outside of left heel. Left fingertips reach to the sky. Press that back thigh up if the knee is lifted. Good. If your arms are flying, bring your palms to meet at heart center in prayer. Gaze down at your mat for balance as we unwind high lunge. Inhale, reach up. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to down dog. I don't know about you, but that release from the front of the hip and all that compression feels so good. It's like that fresh whooshing of blood down my leg, and oh, goodness, it's just goodness. Now, gaze forward towards your right thumb. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step right foot to right thumb, or help it there by grabbing the ankle. Higher low lunge again. Press your back thigh up. If it is up, draw the low belly up and in. Left fingers plant, right fingertips reach to the sky. Right sit bone moving back and down towards that back heel. Clamping that butt cheek, that left butt cheek, onto your hamstring. Tick tock, inhale, tick. Float up, woo. Exhale, talk, tap fingertips down. Inhale, tick, float, and talk. Tick, float back up, bring your palms to meet at heart center. Exhale, draw low right belly back, press left shoulder blade forward to find whatever you're connecting with that left arm onto the outer right leg. And again, option to stay right here or release left fingertips down outside of right heel. Reach right fingertips to the sky to fly the arms. And gaze down at the mat, bring palms to meet at heart center. We inhale to high lunge. Unwind, reach up. Good, exhale, plant your palms, step back, down dog. Moving my blanket off to the side, shift forward to plank pose. Use your knees or don't, but press away through the hands. Stretch your heart forward. Keep lifting the belly up and in and squeezing the low ribs together as you lower in one piece to the mat, with or without knees. I'm using knees. Plant the tops of the feet, plant your elbows underneath your shoulders. Seal pose. Let me get these out of the way. Your forearms will make the shape of an L as they're parallel. Drag your forearms towards your hip bones. Stretch your belly button forward. Clamp your butt cheeks down onto the back of both thighs on those hamstrings. And allow for a nice little opening of those hip flexors here. If you need something more, root down through the palms and fingertips and press away to lift up. This feels good. So, everybody, walk your hands outside of the shoulders and in front of the mat. Come up onto fingertips. Keep drawing the low belly up and in. Keep clamping those butt cheeks down on the backs of those thighs. This is the way to actively extend your hips and not just dump all of this into the back. Helps keep the back neutral and protected. So and lengthened, which we want here. Arm bones stay plugged back and into the shoulder sockets. Elbows point down. Pointy elbow points point down towards the mat. Good. Now press your right shoulder forward, widen the shoulder blade across the back as you squeeze your left shoulder blade onto the back. Inhale back through center. Twisting to the right, squeeze the right shoulder blade on the back, press your left shoulder forward. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder blade squeezes on the back. Inhale through center. Exhale, right shoulder blade squeezes on the back. Inhale back through center. And fold. Soften back to the mat. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. Use your knees or don't, but no matter what, heart still stretches forward. Belly stays lifted, low ribs are absorbed. Lift up in one piece. Exhale, down dog. Gaze forward to the top of your mat. And step, float, or hop to the top of the mat in a forward fold. Inhale, find lots of length here. Lift halfway. Spine is parallel to the mat. Shoulder blades are drawing down the back as your heart stretches forward, ears lengthen out of shoulders. I give so many cues here because this is such an overlooked and useless pose for most people because they just hang in sort of a dead man's hang position, and it's just not useful. So make it useful, make it count. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise, reach up, look up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Release your hands to your sides. Maybe close your eyes. And as I often do at some point in the middle of class, sometimes just so I can catch my breath, but more often so you have a moment to pause and notice. Notice here how you feel, what awareness has been created in your body, what are you most connected to, what are the sensations that are the most prevalent in your body here. And slowly float your eyes open, toe heel your feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Let's mix it up a little bit. We're gonna add a transition here, stepping back from twisted chair into twisted lunge. So pick the twisted chair that you have been using that is most accessible to you as we start to challenge our balance a little bit with this, this new and fun transition. Again, the more you use all of those core elements to hold these very heavy parts of your body safely in resistance to gravity, the easier it is to keep your balance. In theory, sometimes balance just sucks on some days, so that's cool too. But play with it. Notice how you feel throughout it. And if at first you don't succeed, you know, blah, blah, try again. All right, inhale, reach up and sit back chair pose. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Squeeze your knees together, absorb the low ribs, lengthen your hips back, twist to the right, left elbow lands outside of that right thigh. Draw your low right belly back, press that left shoulder blade forward, but gaze down at the top of your mat. Maybe even at your feet. It's just so much easier to balance if you do. Start to place all the weight in your right foot, so much you feel the left foot begin to float. Squeeze the knees together as you squeeze your left heel towards your butt. Lift your belly away from your right thigh. Hug the outer right hip in towards the midline to stay stable as you slowly float that left foot back, back, back. Yeehaw, twisted high lunge. You are welcome to fly the hands here. Reach left fingertips down, right fingertips up. From here, we're gonna initiate tick-tocks. So, take another round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, draw belly away from thigh. Inhale, float up, shoulders stack on hips. Woo, exhale, tap left fingertips down, tuck. Inhale, float, tick. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, tick, palms come to heart center. Exhale, twisted lunge. Slide that left elbow outside of the right thigh, gaze to the top of the mat. We step forward where we came from. Exhale, left foot steps next to right. Twisted chair, squeeze those knees together, keep them level with one another. Inhale, unwind, reach up. Chair pose, bring palms to meet at heart center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow lands outside of that left knee. Draw the belly up and in to the back of the body. Send all that weight to the left foot. Maybe gaze at it, but gaze down at the top of the mat. Float the right foot up, squeeze knees together. Strong flex of the right foot. Don't let this foot be limp, it'll throw you off balance. Strong right foot floats back. Twisted lunge. Press that right thigh up, up, up. If you need to drop the knee, go ahead and do so. The low lunge is always here for you guys. Reach your right fingertips outside of left heel. Left arm reaches up. Oh, God, this feels so good. All right, TikToks. Take a round of breath. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, draw your belly back, back, back. Inhale, float up, reach up and back through that left hand. Tick. Tap right fingertips inside of left foot. Talk. Inhale, tick. Talk. Inhale, stack shoulders on hips. Palms meet at heart center. Exhale, twist. Slide that elbow outside of the left thigh. Gaze forward to the top of your mat. Right foot steps forward, fold forward. Or sorry, twisted chair. Hi, dear. Inhale, unwind, chair pose, reach up. Lengthen hips out of armpits, reach fingertips out of your hips. Exhale, fold forward. Woo. Wiggle and shimmy and shake out those legs. Go ahead and toe heel your feet, hip width distance. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Just hang here for a moment, maybe rock side to side. Plant your fingertips in front of and outside of your pinky toes, sort of towards the top corners of your mat. Lift up halfway. Bend your right knee, press your left leg straight. Plug your right arm bone into your shoulder socket. Twist to the left, low left belly draws back. Left fingertips reach to the sky, right shoulder blade and right ribs wrap underneath you and lift up, up, up to the sky. And exhale, slowly release. Plant left fingertips at the left corner of the mat. Bend left knee, press right leg straight. Lengthen first. Low right belly draws back. Left shoulder blade presses forward through those ribs to twist. Right fingertips float up. And exhale. Slowly release right fingertips down. Inhale, find a half lift. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step back to plank. And lower the knees to tabletop. And a quick child's pose. Good. Inhale, shift forward, tabletop. Palms underneath shoulders, knees underneath your bony hip points. I like to come up onto fingertips here, like Spider-Man hands, or sometimes I call them cupcake hands, as though you're palming cupcakes. I don't know why you would, but why wouldn't you, right? So press down through your left fingertips, draw your low belly in so hips are stable here. Right fingertips reach up to the sky. Thread the needle, exhale, right hand moves behind the left. Soften your right shoulder and the back of the arm on the mat. Right temple lands. Press forward and down through the left fingertips. That left hip likes to pop forward and up. Surprise, surprise. Press it back and down. towards the back of the mat. Plant your left hand or fingertips in front of your face. Press away, inhale, unwind. Reach right fingertips back to the sky. Exhale, right fingertips down underneath that right shoulder. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Keep those hips level in space. Right hip and sit bone press back and down towards the back of the mat. Try to roll that top shoulder back behind you as though you were trying to press it into an imaginary wall. Press down into your right fingertips. Inhale, unwind. Left arm reaches up. Right arm or left hand releases back down. Sit back on your heels. Now let's try a seated twist again. And let's see how different it feels, if at all. Inhale, fingertips reach up. Draw low right belly back. Exhale, twist to the right. I don't know about you, but the float is easier. The depth feels more natural. This is nice. Inhale, back through center, reach up. Lengthen, 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 and then exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. All right, we're gonna come into a 90 shape, or sort of a modified pigeon pose. So right shin bone is parallel-ish to the front edge of the mat. Left thigh and knee are at a 90-degree angle as well. Now, if pigeon is in your practice and you want to go for it here, go for it here. But this is a nice sort of gentle release as we fold over that front thigh. I think I'm going to personally go for pigeon. If you are, don't worry about the front shin bone being perfectly parallel. My hips aren't made to do that. Not everyone's are, not very many people's are. So reach back through that left big toe. We're still lifting the low belly up and in to lift those bony hip points up and into the belly button. We're clamping gently that left gluteal fold and lower butt cheek onto our hamstring, bringing us into a supported and active hip extension. Lengthen your hips out of your armpits. Reach your fingertips out of your hips. Press your right shin bone actively into the floor, or press your outer knee if you're in that 90-90 shape. Feel the hip lift up a little bit, and exhale, soften. Press into the shin bone, inhale, lift out. Exhale, soften. Last one, inhale, press away, lift up. Exhale, soften. Go ahead and walk those hands back. If you've lengthened that back leg into pigeon, roll over to the right hip, rebend that left knee. We're gonna float the knees up and over to the other side. So you're automatically in this sort of 90-90 shape with the left shin parallel to the back edge of your mat, which is now the front. So choose this shape here and come forward into that more resting, sleeping swan or pigeon, or come into a pigeon prep. Make sure you're lengthening that right big toe behind you so the foot isn't sickled in. Reach back, clamp that right butt cheek down. As you walk your fingers forward to lengthen your fingers out of your armpits, lengthen hips back out of armpits.
Lifting low belly up and in. So just because these are more relaxed, do enough work to teach those healthy movement patterns, to continue to build those neuro pathways that allow for your active movement to be more constructive and maybe more supportive and stable. And then those little gentle pressing in and softening with that front shin. So inhale, press into the front shin bone, lift up a little bit. Exhale, release. Press away, inhale. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, press in. Exhale, release. Walk your hands back.
If you're in this lengthened pigeon, go ahead and roll over the left hip. Bend the right knee, swing that right leg to meet the left as we lie onto our backs, knees bent, feet planted, about outer hip width distance. Shoulder blades are underneath you and down your back. And allow your back to find, your low back specifically, to find neutral. Hands on belly. Close your eyes and notice. Does it feel like more of your outer hips are naturally softening onto your mat, or that they're lifting up with all of the use that they've experienced? Is there less of an arch in your low back? Is it the same as when we started? What about that upper back and where the front tips of those shoulders are in space? What about your neck and the curve of that neck, especially where it meets the skull? Is your chin reaching up to space powerfully and compressing the back of the neck, or have you found more of that natural curve, that neutrality with practice today? And slowly lengthen your legs long to find Shavasana. Arms in any variation and any shape that feels best to you right now. And I'll leave you here for as long as you would like, as long as feels valuable. I encourage you to experience Shavasana. The stillness is as important as the movement. Give yourself this gift, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.